Nick, obviously with the Lions winning, you guys had a chance at the 2 seed there. With that outcome, do you regret the decision not to play the starters?
No, again, you go through your process. You make what you think is the best decision for the football team, and that's what we did. I knew this was an outcome that these things could happen. Like I said to you guys, one thing I could guarantee was giving them rest. I couldn't guarantee anything else. And us being healthy and going into the playoffs healthy is a big deal for us. And that's served us well in the past. And so, again, I know there'll be debate on that, but again, I have to do what I think is best for the football team moving forward, and that's what I did.
Yeah, do any bright spots come to mind just off the top of your head from what you saw out there tonight?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I got to go out back and watch the tape, but there was a lot of good things. A lot of guys made a lot of plays, and they ended up making more plays than we did, and obviously won the game. But yeah, of course, there were some bright spots, and some guys got a lot of good time against a well-respected opponent, and that will serve us well moving forward as well. The reps that some of these guys got.
How did you go about balancing the emphasis on health versus playing Devontae so that he could get the 1,000 yards?
Yeah, we were safe with him as far as what kind of routes we were running and what he was doing, and so that was something that we decided to do, and obviously you can't rest everybody. There were guys that as far as D-line reps, some of those guys played into the through the game. We tried to limit their reps a little bit, but and play a little bit less than they normally do. But with a position like D-line, those are the circumstances that you have. But yeah, decided to do that so he could go get 1,000, and he came out good.
The jump ball was the jump ball part of the safe routes.
The jump ball.
Jump there between two defenders.
Yeah, that's yeah. You're talking about the 3rd and 1 play action.
Got the 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
The decision to rest a bunch of the starters. Did you feel like you had support in the locker room from the players, and how much does that go into a decision like that?
Yeah, again, I'm gonna like I told you guys early in the week. I'm gonna talk to everybody and gather information. But at the end of the day, I have to make the decision that I think is best for the football team. That's part of being the head coach. And so yeah, you always talk through it with everybody. And at the end of the day, you got to make the decision that you feel is best, and that's what it did.
Yeah, what are your first thoughts on Tanner's performance and how?
Yeah, I thought he did a lot of good things. Like any game, he's going to want some plays back. But I thought he did a lot of good things, and we were able to move the ball. Obviously we didn't finish a couple times in the red zone. For different reasons. Got to look through that and see exactly why that happened. But yeah, I thought we moved the ball up and down the field again against a well-respected opponent, and we just got to finish down there.
How much have you looked at the 49ers? What are your initial thoughts?
Yeah, this whole week was about getting these guys ready to play this game and give them this best opportunity to play. Won't get into anything else because that was what our focus was this entire week.
What do you feel about playing that team?
Yeah, every team in the playoffs is going to be a good team. It's going to be a good football team. I got a lot of respect for Coach Shanahan and his all the success that he has had in that team. I think Coach Sala, all those guys. Again, the players. A lot of respect for that football team.
Were there previous situations that factored into your decision? I'm thinking of something along the lines of AJ getting hurt against the Giants a couple of years ago, or maybe something from Indianapolis. Is there history that played into this?
Yeah, well, I think that again, you do every year is different, Mike. Every year that you go through it is you're judging this team, but of course you think back into that, and I think my mindset was of all the good things that have happened as we've rested guys. I didn't really think too much about the negatives of it. You think through everything, but I thought more about when we have had an opportunity to get a bye, that served us well here in the past.
The idea about the offense going into the postseason, knowing that you could have used this game perhaps as a chance to build more momentum going into that.
Yeah, again, we treat every practice like we're using that as momentum, and so. Had a good week of practice with the guys, and good individual work to sharpen our skills, and so
starters.
Yeah, and so you know, again, this was what I felt was best for us, was to be rested and you know, healthy going into the playoffs. And everything else was considered, obviously. But again, this is a decision I made.
The idea of
about the offense off of a mostly backups playing.
Yeah, because you know there were guys that are gonna make some plays in the playoffs for us. You know, I think about Jahan Dotson and the plays that he made in the playoffs, propelled by the you know, some of the things that he did really well in the Week 18 game last year. Same with Will Shipley. We kind of talked about some of those things last night. So these are guys that are gonna play meaningful snaps and have to make plays in the playoffs for us to get to where we want to go. But yeah, I think you can. Again, I thought we did some good things. Obviously, didn't finish like we have been finishing in the red zone. But I definitely think that you can build upon this regardless of who's playing.
Nick, the idea of inserting starters late in the game when you see how things are unfolding, both with the Chicago game and here, why was that not an option on the table?
Yeah, I don't think that's you know, with the guys that haven't been going all the game, and then to throw them in there in the third or fourth quarter, I don't think that's fair to them. You know, and then that kind of like I said, you make a decision early in the week, and that's what you go with. Now, guys would have had to be ready if people were going down. You know, with what happened at safety, Reed was ready to go in if there was something else that was gonna happen. But again, you make decisions, right? And that's your job as a head coach. You have to make tough decisions. And that's why, you know, and half the people are going to agree with it, half the people aren't. Half you guys are going to agree with it, half you aren't, and that's okay. But you have to do what you think's best for the football team. And so to change course, if you make that decision and you're convicted on it, and then change course in the middle, I think that puts the guys in a tough spot. And again, you know, I knew that this could be the outcome, right? I knew, and we knew all these things. Like, I didn't know the outcome of the other game. It ended up going the way we wanted. You know, we wanted it to go. But again, I did what I did because I did what I felt was best for the football team.
As a follow-up to that, you mentioned the D-line. Was the plan always to play those guys deep into the game, or was that a response?
Yeah, no. The plan was that you rotate on the defensive line, so to keep somebody in there, like, and just make them go the whole time. That's not how D-line play works, right? You know, you always want to have fresh bodies in there. And so we knew they would play into the fourth, and you know, we tried to limit their reps as best as we possibly could by giving the other guys some more reps, but we knew that that we would have to play them the whole time through, because, you know, just the way the nature of that position works.
All right.
All right, thanks guys.